Hi, my name is Ryan Fields, and I work for the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife Marine Reserves Program. Today I want to introduce you to a new data app that we have online and quickly orient you to some of the key features of the website so that you can start exploring trends and data that we've collected over the last 10 years. When you first start the Marine Reserve Shiny app, you'll be directed to this welcome page that has instructions on how to use the app. Rather than read the instructions here, I'll show you later in the video exactly how to choose options from the drop-down menus to change figures and to view data. Before we look at the data, I wanted to direct your attention to a few other important tabs that we have included in this app. For starters, if you click on the About Our Program tab, you can learn a little bit more about the research that we do, how each of the marine reserves is unique, the importance of long-term ecological monitoring, and a little bit about the time frame that we might expect to see impacts due to the marine reserves being in place. On the right-hand side, there's also this interactive map. You can click and scroll to zoom in and view the locations of our marine reserves and associated comparison areas. Also on the left-hand side, we want to direct you to our Frequently Asked Questions, or FAQ tab, where you can find answers to common questions that we've received in the past. Here you can learn about some of the common core tools we use to survey inside and outside of the marine reserves, as well as some definitions that would be helpful to understanding the data, such as what are marine reserves, what are comparison areas, and what are some of the common metrics that we use when summarizing our data in figures. Please also take time to read our disclaimer and know that data presented in this app are preliminary and they're for exploratory purposes only. We haven't made any attempts to statistically quantify any patterns and differences among sampling locations, and we would refer you to our published reports and journal articles for a more formal summary of completed work thus far. So now I'm going to click on a specific marine reserve and we'll see how data can be viewed and changed through user inputs. Let's start with redfish rocks. So for each of these 5 marine reserve tabs, when you click on them, you'll be directed to a page that looks like this. The name of the marine reserve is going to be at the top to help orient you. On the right-hand side are a set of survey tool icons that indicate which surveys were conducted at this reserve. Here on the top, we also have a table of summary data for the marine reserve. If I scroll down just a little bit, you can see that we've got a figure on the left. In the center, we have a box of plot options, and on the right is a map of the marine reserve and comparison area. The plot options are where you, the user, get to change the inputs and see the figure on the left update. For example, we're currently looking at the marine reserve, the hook and line survey that was conducted inside the marine reserve. Our analysis is catch per unit effort, and we've chosen black rockfish as a species. Note that there are little species icons that should update and help you understand what fish or invertebrate or algae species you're looking at. Please note that these species lists are dynamic and are based on the most abundant species observed within a given survey at a particular site. The species themselves will be arranged alphabetically to try to help keep consistency as you navigate through the site. So if we wanted to look at a different species, we could choose this menu and click, say, canary rockfish. And after a few seconds time, the figure updates, and now we can see the mean catch rates in terms of fish per angler hour through time, through the years that we sampled in Redfish Rocks Marine Reserve. If we're interested in a different analysis or metric, we could come down to this menu and say choose length average. This is now going to show the mean size of canary rockfish for each year sampled. Thank you for taking the time to check out our new data app. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.